Hello and welcome back to Vox Terra, where we're making the long-term survival of the species the political priority. So today I want to talk about my disappointment and probably many of my subscribers' disappointment about Bernie Sanders dropping out of the race. So first, what we found so exciting about Bernie Sanders, what I did, but second, why I'm still going to vote Democrat this election even though Bernie's not in. So first, what was so exciting about Bernie Sanders? Bernie Sanders, as I've said before, was the first candidate in my lifetime who just laid out one of the biggest problems with our society, and that's that there's too much wealth and power accumulating at the top, and it's accumulating in certain powerful industries like the fossil fuel, petrochemical, military-industrial complex, pharmaceuticals, and healthcare industries. And that's the cause of our climate crisis, the opioid crisis, healthcare crisis, and the endless wars. And further, that power is also aggregated within the media, and that then shapes public thinking, which is part of the reason why Bernie wound up in the end getting trounced on. So that's what was exciting about him. He had a very strong Green New Deal. And now, Joe Biden, okay, I'm not even going to touch the flaws as a candidate. I didn't expect it was going to be him if they were going to go with what I hear the leftists call a corporate Democrat. And so my leftist friends, the ones I know over the course of my lifetime, have typically refused to vote Democrat. They're like, nope, these guys, Republicans, Democrats, both represent the big dominant industries, and it's all the same thing. So, interestingly enough, my Republican friends would make a similar argument, but then somehow they're going to vote Republican because George W. Bush was like standing up for America by invading Iraq. Well, that really backfired. And I suppose similar ideas with Donald Trump. Now, here's what I tell them why I voted for Clinton or Obama or John Kerry. Al Gore. Al Gore was did a lot for the climate, so I really appreciate Al Gore. It's a different category. But what I tell them is, look, I get it, okay? Both parties are dominated by powerful business interests. But here's my main priority. I want a less toxic, less polluting, greener economy. And I think to get there, we need to ease away from the rat race, and we need to heed environmentalists. So I know that in terms of being responsive to environmentalists, the Democrats have been more so for decades now, probably going back to Reagan, when that's when I first started getting, reading about what terrible environmental records during the Reagan presidency. So they're more responsive. Okay, case in point, like Barack Obama. Barack Obama was initially going to support the Keystone XL pipeline, but then when we environmentalists protested, he backed off. Now, he also did do a lot of good environmental standards and good regulations. Trump gets in there and he's just pushing through pipelines and pushing through drilling and deregulating altogether. So environmentalists are going to have more sway under a Joe Biden administration than they have no sway under Trump. Okay, what Trump is doing is putting environmental organizations on the defense by just pushing forward every outrageous act after another, tying them up in court litigation. He's also appointing judges who are less sympathetic to environmental causes. So that's one. Two, to have less of a rat race, I think key to that is a stronger union movement. I think that our whole middle class started disintegrating with the decline of the unions because the working people lost their bargaining power. Now, I happen to like a free market, and I really admire entrepreneurs. I also like the public sector, and I think it produces a nice counterbalance. So I'm not an absolutist, but unions provided working people with a bargaining wedge against the business interests. And that's why wages used to be higher and there was a bigger middle class and the wealth disparity was less great in our country. So I think everyone's so stressed out now that they're really so wedded to their job. They're scared to switch and make a switch to a greener profession. So a Biden administration is going to give us a bigger opening again. And I did hear him during the debate. He did mention like electric vehicle charging stations and that kind of thing. And I don't think it's trivial. Now, I do agree with the leftist, if you want to call it that, criticism, and you get this also from some libertarians, that both parties are pro-war. They're both in the pockets of the military-industrial complex. And foreign policy from Obama to Bush, there was a lot of similarity. The bad guys are the bad guys, the targets are the targets, and the targets are usually, in my, observation of history over the decades, the targets have usually been a country that's maybe nationalized its oil because they want that oil, open to the private markets, the multinational corporations. So in that regard, both parties are the same, but they're not the same in terms of responding to environmentalists and responding to organized labor and the concerns of working people. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please share, please subscribe, please click that notification button, please comment, please like, and until next time, peace be with you.